Did Trump's tariffs deliver on their promise to bring American jobs back, or did they just spark a trade war that left consumers paying higher prices? Let's dive into the true impact of protectionist policies on U.S. manufacturing and global trade. Trump's Tariffs 2.0 will bring back American jobs. Trump's tariff policies aim to bring back American jobs, particularly in manufacturing, by imposing import taxes on goods from countries like China. The idea was to reduce the trade deficit, protect local industries, and encourage companies to keep or relocate production in the U.S. while some sectors, such as steel and aluminum. Tariffs provided temporary relief for certain industries but also caused higher production costs, which led to increased consumer prices. U.S. manufacturers faced higher costs for imported components, making their products less competitive. Additionally, retaliatory tariffs from other countries hurt U.S. exports, particularly in agriculture, and led to job losses in those sectors. The hope of reshoring large-scale manufacturing jobs was largely unfulfilled. Automation and global supply chains continued to reduce the need for manual labor. While some jobs returned, they were often in more automated, high-skill roles, not the traditional manufacturing jobs that were lost. Ultimately, tariffs did not significantly revive U.S. manufacturing or bring back large numbers of jobs. The intent behind Trump's tariff policies, Trump's trade policy, was centered on the idea of America First. He believed that the U.S. had been taken advantage of by foreign countries, especially China, through practices like intellectual property theft, currency manipulation, and unfair trade practices that resulted in significant trade imbalances. To combat these issues, Trump implemented a series of tariffs, most famously the 25% tariff on steel and 10% tariff on aluminum, as well as tariffs on a wide range of Chinese-made goods. The primary goals of Trump's tariff policies were: 1. Reduce the trade deficit. The U.S. had long been running a trade deficit, particularly with China. By making foreign goods more expensive, Trump hoped to reduce the volume of imports and encourage Americans to purchase domestic products, thereby narrowing the deficit. 2. Bring back manufacturing jobs. Trump believed that tariffs would force companies to relocate their manufacturing operations back to the U.S. instead of outsourcing jobs to countries with lower labor costs, like China and Mexico. American companies would have an economic incentive to produce domestically. 3. Encourage domestic production. In addition to reshoring jobs, tariffs were designed to protect U.S. industries from what Trump considered to be unfair foreign competition. By raising the cost of imported goods, the idea was that domestic producers would be more competitive. 4. Address unfair trade practices. Trump used tariffs as a negotiating tool to address what he viewed as unfair trade practices, particularly from China. The goal was to level the playing field for U.S. businesses and reduce the exploitation of American workers. Higher prices for consumers. One of the most immediate consequences of tariffs was the increase in consumer prices. By making imported goods more expensive, tariffs raised the cost of everyday products for U.S. consumers. Products like electronics, clothing, and cars, goods that were heavily reliant on imports, saw price increases as a result of tariffs. The increased costs were passed on to consumers, which disproportionately affected low and middle-income households who spend a larger portion of their income on these goods.